Hey YouTube, this is the Everyday Prepper. I just want to talk about situational awareness today. This goes hand in hand with your everyday carry, so this is applicable. But first I want to recommend two websites that has a lot of good resources when it comes to this material, this subject matter. It's going to be The Art of Manliness and Gray Wolf Survival. Situational awareness to me is knowing what's going on around you. It's a type of mindfulness that leads to safety, well-being, and making better decisions because you know all your options. An acronym that you can use to help break down situational awareness is OODA, conceived by a retired soldier named John Boyd. And this acronym stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. So we're going to focus on the first two because observe and orient are going to help us break down our understanding of what situational awareness is. Observe. Observing is when we pay attention to our environment. We use memory and awareness to do this. We look at our details within the environment, and we can use different types of techniques, like one of them's called optimum observation. We use the best location in that environment for observing the goings-on in that particular area. For example, watching the entrance and exits of a building, if we're in a restaurant, for example, to see what is going on. It may be that we keep our back to the wall and find a seating area, maybe a table that is in the back of the store. So that we have nothing behind us, so there won't be any surprises, but it allows us to see the majority of the restaurant. So those are some of the locations, for example, that could be optimum. Also, we can use color codes, and there's a whole set of color codes for awareness. The one that we're most concerned about is condition yellow, and this is a relaxed but alert and aware state versus a condition white, which is when you're unaware. Orient. When we orient ourselves, we want to establish a baseline for your environment. Is things going normally or are things abnormal? Next, we want to size up human behavior. And this is typically done in three different little categories or subgroups. Are people acting submissive or dominant? Because typically when things are going well, people are submissive. They're not trying to be overly domineering and controlling. So if people are acting submissive, things are probably going pretty well. Are people comfortable or uncomfortable? People typically are comfortable. So when you start seeing people get antsy, jittery, uncomfortable, it might be a red flag. Are people acting interested or uninterested? Most people in their daily life are pretty neutral. They don't really show that they're very interested in things. So if people are acting hyper interested or unusually interested in things, that could be a red flag. Other behaviors could be like nervousness, shifty hands, or people trying to act natural. Acting natural is it's like an over or under exaggerated type of normal behavior. And so, when you can kind of tell when things aren't really normal or natural. So that's just something to look for, someone trying to force a behavior. Lastly, have a plan to use the observed information. Situational awareness is preventing poor outcomes and is a type of proactive tactic which needs to be practiced every day. Situational awareness goes hand in hand with our everyday carry. For example, our light sources allow us to collect more information, thus expand our awareness. And there's a lot of other examples like that. So hopefully this small primer on situational awareness will kind of maybe give you a little more insight on the various different types of philosophies that's out there. There's a lot more in-depth information, but I think it's critical not only to have our everyday carry stuff, our physical stuff in our pockets, on our belt and stuff on our person, our personal loadout, if you will, but also, what's in between our ears, our mind. And that's going to go a long way to keep us safe and secure in our everyday life. Thanks for watching.